Hey everybody, Dave, DisplayFireworks1. If we're doing this video correctly, you should be watching it on Summit Broadcast TV YouTube channel. If you've ever seen some of the professional videos of pyrotechnic shows, they're done by Bob at Summit Broadcasting. So let me give you a little tour. If you can see behind me, this is my annual Collier Sportsman's Club show. This little show started out with just a little box of shells, and it's kind of grown every year to where they just can't end this picnic without some pyrotechnics in it. Fun, good time. I'm going to give you a little walkthrough of the show, and we'll check it out. We took some extra precautions this year with these sideboards. This is in the event of a tip over of a cake. It keeps it from shooting over into the audience. All the fireworks here tonight are from XFX Pyro, which is located here in the Pittsburgh area. Now, this is the first time I'm actually using their products in a display, so I can't wait to see what they look like. From what I saw of them, they're very good and the price is great. We're using the Cobra firing system. We have a couple here. There's a couple guys. You know, I do this with all volunteer help. So a couple people are advancing into pyrotechnics. They have a Cobra system. One guy here is from Kentucky, and a couple guys here locally. We're going to have a few hand-lit items, but most of it is going to be electronically fired. 100-shot cakes, 25, 50-shot cakes, all different kind of special effects. Let's take a little walk through. You had a couple choices. You could screw this right onto here. You could bolt this on, put an external antenna. I kind of like to just do this. Screw it on here. Now, as darkness approaches, we'll test continuity. I have all black electric match. I use the black ones because they're a little longer for this particular application. We have everything spread out. The show will start out slow with some of the newer guys that are new at this. One guy, he just purchased his Cobra system, and he put the batteries in it, and this is the first time he's going to use it. Remember, if you buy one of these Cobra systems, you have to sync it up the very first time you buy it. Just don't put the batteries in it and try to use it. There's a way you sync the remote and the module together, and once you do that, it's kind of good from that point on. Kind of the same setup here. I wish we had more space, because ideally I would want this like 100 feet apart if I could do it, or even greater. It's a tight shoot, so we're trying to make the best of it as best we can. It's just a short piece of property. Some larger items here. 2.5 inch cake, I believe. See, when you do an electronic show, I don't know if you can see, we have tape on top of these, and there's numbers. It's like everything becomes a number, and then it corresponds to the number on the remote or the module. Well, we know who owns that one. Rick is the guy that I helped get his ATF license, and then I in turn hired him to help me shoot a show for Kellner's Fireworks, and now he has a Cobra, and he's moving right along. See, here's something you could do with these cakes. When they come with this plastic, you could just pull it down over top. It doesn't always work, right? Hold the flaps down. There it goes. Pretty much. I leave them right in the box when I shoot them. See how this became a number? You know, it all becomes numbers, and then it corresponds to a number on the module. Then you want to face this towards the audience. It actually says this way, but it could be this way, either way in that direction. Some of the cakes that might be more prone to tip over, we put a little extra stakes on them. And here's the cake here. Just for somebody new at this. It's like the opposite of driving. You know how red means stop in a car? Red means go in fireworks. You see red, that's go time. The green would be the chain. You know, if you wanted to, it would burn straight through here. You could take this, flip it over, connect red to green, or green to red, and just keep going. This is something new for us this year, this fence. It's a little excess, to be honest. We picked this particular temporary fence because we got it for free. Somebody at the club, the people that issued the permit wanted us to take extra precautions, you know, because it is a tight chute, you know, and hopefully nothing will blow apart. But you know, you take the extra precautions and nothing happens, and that's great. Here's the finale. I feel like I'm in one of those old wrestling cage matches. Remember back in the old cage match from like the late 70s, early 80s, when they put the wrestlers in the cage? Here's the Cobra system again. Now what I did here, I'm firing each one of these off of that Cobra with an electric match. So it'll be boom, 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 boom. Everything back here will be finale. And I put it like a stress knot in this electric match. So when this lifts in the air, it doesn't take the whole damn thing with it or rip the other ones out. So if I did it right, it should actually just cut the wire, trying to break that knot. Now if I grab the wire this way and pull it, it'll untie. But if you pull it this way, it won't untie. Now I have a video of that. I forgot what I called it, but I did it where there's a loop in the mortar, and you could tie that same knot as a stress relief. What I did was I took these loops on each one of these finales and tied it in. These cakes here are 21 seconds each. It's a nice thing about the internet now. You can go to the XFX website and some of these other websites. It's like, geez, how long is that? I don't know. You know, somebody grabbed their phone, went to the website. You can look, it'll tell you the performance of the product. 21 seconds is slow for a fireworks product, to be honest. So it's going to go pretty slow. So we want to do this before the finale. And maybe, I guess if we wanted to, maybe 10, 12 seconds into it, I could move into the finale. This is some of our own creations here. This is the hand lid part, right? Some of these people came a long way to come help with the show, right? I don't want them just to sit and watch me press buttons. So they're going to get to hand light some items. And these shells were originally designed to be used in an electronics show. I had some quick match, and we fused it up, put some visco at the end of it, made it the way we wanted to. Once you learn how to do all this, you could just do whatever you want. You could make a hand fire show, an electric show, take an electric shell, make it a hand fire show. You could switch it back and forth. So somebody's going to reach in here, light it, move out of the way. You know, this is what new people want to do. When you're new at this, right, you want to light something, right? I know there were shows when I first learned, you know, the whole thing was a computerized show. I'm like, gee, I didn't even get to light anything, right? You know, so these guys will at least get to light something. Here's some salutes. We took a chain, broke it up, light a couple here, salutes, that sort of thing. That's the basic setup of the show. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to have a similar video on my channel. This will give you another perspective. Now, Bob from Summit Broadcasting is going to do the audience perspective of this show. So it'll be a great video for you to see someone else video one of my displays, and you also get to see the performance of the XFX Pyro products. These are all his product, his brand. Now the shells that we're going to light initially are and I hope I say this right because I heard it pronounced two different ways. Young Fang shells, supposed to be like the shell to have this year. We're going to hand light those, and they're Nishiki Komoros in a 3-inch shell. And I didn't think it was possible to do that. Although he told me he even has them in 2.5. The finale is 180 salutes with a little bit of color, just to give you something to look at other than a boom. So I hope you enjoy it. And I want to thank Summit Pyro and Summit Broadcasting for coming to check my show out. He does all the videos of Pyro Fest and all these great shows that you'll see on his channel. All right, everybody, next shot you're going to see, it'll all be up in the air.